Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Thoughts on Star Wars and Comics. Today, I am taking a look at the rest of the original Darth Vader comic series line from Marvel Comics. This was the one originally released under the title Darth Vader. There's a new one, which covers post-prequel era Darth Vader. This one is ran alongside the main Star Wars line and Dr. Aphra and things like that, which happens in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Now, I already covered a bit of this series, so that's why we're on issue 16, and we're running up to issue 25. And this introduced the character of Trios, Queen Trios. He goes to this planet called Shu-Toran, I believe it's pronounced. I don't really know. I'm bad with these pronunciations. Anyway, in the last couple of episodes, Palpatine, or this guy named Silo, has been sending these troops after Vader and stuff like that. Anyway, here's Trios. We've seen her in a couple of the other Star Wars comics already. This introduced her and kind of went over her things. And this is like a mining planet. So they have all this stuff set up for mining, which is, kind of reminiscent of real-world mining equipment and stuff like that. But anyway, Silo's minions are still around. They got this weird one with the things. Anyway, he's still alive somehow because he's like a clone. He clones himself every time one of the other ones dies and it is activated. But anyway, this explores Vader and this queen sort of have this weird relationship, which is kind of reminiscent of his relationships with like Padme and stuff like that eventually. But anyway, I wanted to look at this because this is the weirdest drawing of this character, Black Chrysanthemum, I've ever seen, because his head makes him look like an Ewok, but he's like a Wookiee, like a huge Wookiee. Anyway, it's just a really weird perspective and a really weird picture. And of course, we're reintroducing Dr. Aphra and stuff like that. But anyway, because Vader's out to get her because of stuff that she did in the last crossover event. Blah, 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 blah. We're not going to go through this whole thing because this goes on for a few issues and it doesn't really matter in the long run. There's a couple other of Silo's minions that are out to get Vader, but cares. It doesn't really matter in the long run. There's some cool imagery in here. Now this looks more Star Warsy than the last mining picture we saw. Although this mining machine here looks crazy and looks like it actually belongs in the galaxy far, far away. But we got these two other characters with lightsabers that Silo's in charge of, and they're out to get Vader too. That's pretty cool. Like, they have these little sonic mining weapons on this planet. But anyway, I guess this was before Poe Dameron came in. That's interesting. So, like I said, he fights these two pseudo-Jedis. They're not really Jedis or anything like that. They're just trained with lightsaber combat. I do like the uniforms of these guys on the mining planet. They're kind of cool. It's what you kind of would expect to see on a mining world like this. But, yeah, he fights them. A bunch of stuff happens politically in the system. Not much there. It's a good little storyline, so if you wanted to pick that one up separately... of course, that Inspector guy from the other comics that we've covered before is in this line. Oh, jeez. Here they are, like, building the Executor, Superstar Destroyer, as we've seen being used in issue 50 for the first time, I think. Anyway, this goes into Vader killing this guy. Now, I thought this happened way before. That's why, back then I was thinking, oh, he had already killed this guy. But no, this is where he kills him, because he finds out who he is and stuff like that. And Yeah, and this reintroduces Dr. Aphra. There's some stuff with the 2 evil droids. She's there. End of Games, Part 2. Whatever. Ooh, that's creepy. Anyway. Not much I can say here. This guy is such a weird character, though. This Silo guy. I don't know. It was an interesting arc. You see he's in this ship and he's got a giant brain under it because he's in these space whales. This is what he uses for ships. And it was weird to see a Star Destroyer fighting a space whale. Very strange. Anyway, Darth Vader goes to attack him and successfully infiltrates his base and then has to fight a Rancor, which is under mind control from the chick with all the drones. This one here. It's kind of a stupid character. Blah blah blah. Dr. Aphra's getting involved, like fighting the Rancor, which you can see through the eyes of. Vader beats the Rancor, of course, because he's still alive later on. We're gonna skip ahead. Kills her. Don't care about your ads, Merville. Let's see what else is he doing here now. Next one. That guy, other guy with the lightsaber's back. Dr. Aphra's in this one quite often. Well, that's kind of a cool scene there. There's some nice artwork scenes and nice action moments in these books. All in good. Yeah. Oh, at the end of this one, so Silo built his suit. That's who this guy is. And at the end, he shuts the suit down. So Vader's just there, stuck in the suit. Now, this is the issue everyone likes, issue 24, because it goes into his head a little bit in this state of mind, because he's stuck in this suit, no power on. He's dying basically, and he's going through his past. And in this past, you get the classic scene from Revenge of the Sith, and it's a little different. This one, like, Obi-Wan picks Anakin up, throws him in, and then he emerges as Darth Vader and slices Obi-Wan in half, which I thought was kind of cool. So it's kind of a... And then he fights his younger self as a Jedi, which is weird. So it's kind of like his internal conflict, which is interesting. But anyway, and then we get some flashes with Padme, and he actually chokes Padme, so he's like killing his past. That's why people sort of like this scene. Anyway, he comes back and he kills Silo, but of course Silo, being a clone, just reawakens in a different body. And then we're going to get to the conclusion of said arc, which is issue 25. Big fighting. Not even going to get into this right now. Silo wakes up all of his clones to fight. He's got a bunch of them. He beats them. He beats everybody. And then, he has Aphra here, and he throws her in an airlock and shoots her out into space for all the crap that she's done. This was been a really cool ending to the character, but of course they wanted to give her own story, so skipping ahead here. Oh, that was kind of a cool scene too. Skipping ahead here, Aphra gets picked up by a droid and dragged into a ship and revived, basically. And she gets away. What else do we got here? We got a little story here where Vader's killing sand people. This one was kind of cool. I like this, the artwork in this. And of course, the Sand People have a legend about him. And at the very end of that, they now worship Vader. They become Vader worshippers. I thought that was kind of a little cool addition to the story. But anyway, that is the rest of the original run of Darth Vader. There is another run out with a separate numbering system. Don't get confused if you're looking for these ones. I don't even know. I guess you go by the books. So, this one came out in like 2016, 2017, in around that area. So, I would take a look at this run. It's 25 issues, probably collected into different books now. Give it a shot. It's a good read. It's got some good action scenes in it, and that's all I can really say about that. And that's all I've got for this episode. And I will see you in the next one. Maybe we'll talk about Thrawn or Poe Dameron. I'm not sure which one. But we're going to wrap this series up pretty soon. And until next time.